Welcome back to Now on TTT, and if you're in your vehicles right now on Talk City 91.1 FM and also on TTT Live online, as we get straight into the October month, so many things happening in the month of October, and one of the very important things is, of course, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And this morning we are going to be talking about that and also about breast reconstruction awareness. You know, we often hear about breast cancer and you know, different things that may happen to your breasts, but we don't often hear about the reconstruction surgery or what you need to do if you need to remove your breasts. And there is an event that's coming up later on this month. And to tell us a little bit more about it this morning, I do have with me Dr. Errol James. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you too.
And you are a plastic surgeon.
Correct, yes.
Right. So now October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Before we actually get into the reconstruction and the event that's coming up, tell us as a doctor how important it is, because I just think that we need to stress this way too often, how important it is to be checked, men and women alike. Your breasts need to go through those exams.
Well, as we all know, breast cancer takes many forms, and some of the forms can be very devastating to the patient and the family and so forth. It is something which in many ways can be detected early, and when that's done, it's very, very helpful in terms of overall survival and just quality of life. To that end, it was decided years ago that October would become the month for breast cancer awareness. And to that end, it has helped tremendously because people are now much more aware of, of this illness. As you know, in the Caribbean, many times going back, you'll find that people did not speak about their illnesses.
That's right.
And especially breast cancer. As a result, young women or women who developed breast cancer could not tell the physician whether or not they had a family member who had breast cancer because auntie this died from something we don't know, that sort of thing. But bringing it to the front and bringing it to the fore, we have been able now, I think, to have more young people know, well, auntie did die from breast cancer. And that's important because it means that your risk for breast cancer is higher. It doesn't mean you'll get it, but it means you need to be very vigilant. Of course, if your breast cancer is related to your mother's side of the family, it's much more likely you'll get it than the father's side. That's another piece of information that people don't know. So these things are very important, and you've got statisticians and so forth who have worked these things out. And that sort of knowledge is necessary to be brought to the community so that people will know what their chances are, what they should be looking out for, and things like that.
Yeah. Now, I think one of those things that's not really talked about too much, and probably because, you know, people don't like to talk about it too much, although now it's becoming where people are conversing about having cancer, about having breast cancer, reconstructive surgery. You hardly ever really hear what happens after, if you have to remove a breast or you have to remove both or whatever. Some people may go for the fitted bras, or some may want the reconstructive surgery. Tell us what that is like, and how many people have you found actually go towards reconstructive surgery, or they just want to say, listen, this has happened to me, this is the truth, this is the reality, this is what it is, and let me teach other people as well. Exactly.
Those are some very key points you've raised. In the United States, for instance, where I was trained in plastic surgery, up to a few years ago, 7 out of 10 women who had mastectomies, that is removal of the breasts, did not know that they can have their breasts reconstructed. And I suspect that in Trinidad it's probably around the same amount, if you know, or so. So so that was important. It took an act of Congress in the United States to, in many ways, have insurance companies pay for this because they didn't want to pay for it. And as such, it came to the fore because there was a big sort of fight over it. It's important in terms of many reasons, none of the least of which is the patient's own self-esteem. For instance, a lot more people now are active in terms of going to the gym and so on and so forth. Of course, one may use a prosthesis, one may use a fitted bra, as you've put it. And it works when you're clothed.
Yeah.
However, you go to your locker room and so forth, and you may find that you don't feel comfortable undressing, you know, in front of other people. So that's one aspect of it. I think there are other aspects to Reconstruction, and time permit, I'll just talk a little bit more about that. And that is, it gives you a sense of purpose, which I have found over the years. Women who seem to get into the reconstructive aspect of things, they're more energized, and they're not falling into the state of depression that so many people tend to do. In terms of the breast reconstruction itself, we are having we call it BRA Day, Breast Reconstruction Awareness Day. Okay. It was developed by the American Society of Plastic Surgeons, of which I'm a member, and we decided that there would be a particular day in October, this month, where we will talk to people about breast reconstruction. It would be on Wednesday at the office at 50 Lewis Street. And this is the 4th year we have been doing this. And we are very happy to be here to offer this service. Besides talking about breast cancer on that day, on Wednesday, it's at 5:30, and everyone is invited to come. We also would have a speaker, Nicole Toby, on nutrition and cancer, and especially related to breast cancer. And we'll have a lady who does bra fittings and has been doing that for many years, Nicole Chin. And she'll be talking about bra fittings, because during the reconstructive and before the reconstructive phase, you may have to use padded bras and so forth until the reconstruction is completely finished.
And this is totally free?
Totally free. Light refreshments would be served. 5:30 to about 7:30. Sometimes we have a very active discussion afterwards, because
there are lots of questions.
Lots of questions, you know, lots of questions. So we look forward to seeing everyone there, and we'll be happy to help. And we are very energized by the fact that each year we seem to be drawing larger and larger crowds of people.
All right. I want to thank you so much for doing this 4 years, and I hope that it grows, and I hope it attracts more women as well, men as well. You never know, they may learn something. So Dr. Errol James, plastic surgeon, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's all about reconstructive surgery and awareness. So check it out if you can.